Hi, I'm Katie Poushpom. One of the main funding bodies in Ireland for people working within the theatre industry is from the Arts Council, or formerly the Arts Council Ireland. To anyone who's a bit naive or new to the Arts Council, to get funding from the Arts Council involves filling out an application, which is not so much, doesn't really feel like you're filling out an application, more of an endurance test to your mental health. So this video is about some tips on how to fill out that application and to recover from a nervous breakdown. I'm joking, I have no idea, it's only about the tips, not about the nervous breakdown. You're gonna have to ring a therapist for that. Or hug a puppy. I'd hug a puppy. This video has been brought to you by Panic Attacks, a theatre maker's unfortunate best friend. That's not nice, but it's true. Number 1, read the Arts Council's strategy. You can get their strategy online on their website. It's called Making Great Art Work, strategy for 2016 to 2025, and it's basically a giant document about 40 or 50 pages long outlining their main objectives within that time period, how they're going to raise the standard of art, how they're going to do it, where they're going to do it, and what they hope to achieve. But when you read it, it just sounds like a big pile of bullshit. The document itself, it seems really specific at the start. You're really getting into it and you're like, yeah, wow, totally with them. I see what they're getting at. Then you come to page 12, you realise actually this is the same thing, just worded differently from the page previously. You'll see a lot of we will revise, we will advise, we will revise, probably about 10 million times. Look, we know our shit. We drew a graph. It means nothing. They have these random quotes with this strange artwork in the background of it. I think someone got a Mac for Christmas. In what can only be said is like, who thought this was a good idea? Art between each chapter, even though there is no chapters in it. Haunted mansion. I think it's just to distract you of any other. This wasn't a printing error. It's just a yellow page. Preconceived notions you had of the Arts Council. But you are a normal person and desperate to seek funding. Not a printing error. So you go into this strategy thinking, this will help me. And it only distracts you for a millisecond. Wow, that was great. Nonetheless, try read their strategy just to understand their perspective. Even their wording will give an insight into what they're actually looking for fuck's sake. And has it got to do with any of your work? Can you see your work fitting in there that might be appealing to them? Apologies if you felt the same way as I did and thought, what's that mean? Sorry in advance. Number 2, get your shit together. So the Arts Council, they look for 5 things. Number 1 is your track record, previous successes, your history within theatre world. What is it? Why can I say that? Number 2 is groundbreaking. They want something new. I know it's probably hard to believe when you see other stuff that's been funded by the Arts Council, but they do actually want something new. A new narrative. What is the story? Is it new? Is it presenting something new? Find out what's new in your work. Swear to God! That will make them lose their shit because you have your shit so together. Number 3 is artistically unique. How is your style of theatre theatrically constructed? Basically, like it being groundbreaking. Groundbreaking means kind of the story you're telling, whereas artistically unique is how it's formed. Is it something brand new? Maybe it's on a regular proscenium arch stage, but it's upside down because you're just so fucking unique like that. Go crazy. Number 4 is audience / community. Always, every single year, no matter what, always want to know how your work impacts your audience. For instance, does it directly impact the community around where, say, you're situated or where you want to perform the work? Or is it broader? Does it impact the audience on the current social, political issue or concerns of that time? They want to know, do you care about the people? Maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, everyone can go fuck themselves. If so, show how amazing it is to tell people to go fuck themselves. Number 5 is financially viable. Is there any money in it? A lot of people don't want to answer that question. You don't deal with all those money issues. You're just there for the great theatre. Yeah, well, you're never going to get funding from the Arts Council. They don't want to know about some airy-fairy, I want to perform with a bucket on my head, floaty, how your Dada-esque brain works. They want to know, is there any money in this? Could there be money in the future with it? If not, then they're not going to give you money because, well, there's no real payback for them. Those 5 things are actually great building blocks dramaturgically for your own work because it gives you a broad and objective view of your work and makes you less precious and insular of your thoughts, that you have a complete, well-rounded view of what your work is to you and what it does. And particularly because people will call your baby ugly and your work is like your baby. So amazing, you make me so happy. But then some stranger comes over, I don't know, let's call them the Arts Council, and says your baby's ugly. How dare they? We don't care because it's your baby. You know what your baby is and how amazing they are. Oh, magical baby that can fly. No, your baby can't fly. Instead of freaking out and then punching them in the face, it's happened to all of us. You can take a step back and be at ease with your work and nothing can stir it. Because your baby is invincible and they can fly. Number 3. Who are you? What is your work? Where are you? These are probably the hardest questions to ask yourself. Initially, you think, piece of piss. When you get down to pen and paper or keyboard, it's impossible to just in a few simple lines try and encapsulate all of your work. It's a head fuck. For these questions, keep these thoughts in mind. Answering these questions will give you a clear direction and plan where you want to go and what it is you're doing. Really hard, they're so hard. The problem with not knowing the answers to these questions, if you don't get you and your own work, most likely your audience won't, and then you won't really get an audience, and then, well, no one will have a reason to fund you. Harsh but true. That's the real world, baby. Real world Dublin. So, who am I? Can't remember. Who are you? This is probably the toughest one. Who are you is your artistic policy and your mission statement. What are those things? So your mission statement is your artistic intent and what you theatrically want to achieve. Basically just describing your work, and your artistic policy is how you're going to do it. So do you use a specific medium, a specific narrative style that it goes by? You pick. Be aware answering this question may induce slight existential terror. So number 2, what is your work? What do you want to achieve? Are you asking certain political or social questions? Maybe answering them because your work's that amazing. Is it aimed at a specific audience? Maybe your work is some wonderful, surreal, silent theatre that leaves the audience answering their own questions. Whatever it is, detail how you do this. Basically like the first question, but with more detail. Number 3, where are you? Where do you fit within the theatre landscape today? Maybe it's in a particular theatre company, maybe it's outdoors, the moon. Maybe your theatre is some form of theatre of anarchy. That's cool. If that's the case, find out where your theatre of anarchy, where would it live? Where would you put theatre of anarchy? But if you say something like, my theatre is beyond place, space, geography, and time as we know it, you're not going to get a very enthusiastic audience because they won't be able to find you. Find and create what makes your work amazing. Find that appealing aspect of your work that would just have people running to the doors, emptying their purses. All the tickets. Number 4, talk to people who've been funded before. Talking to people who've been funded before is hugely helpful. They will tell you all the horrible aspects of that process and how they filled out their applications and kind of issues they came across. You might end up landing with someone that will, along the line, say,
oh, I wouldn't know. I get funding all the time. Yeah, just so fucking amazing.
Run away from them, they're just a fucking dickhead. But some people out there aren't total dickheads and can be actually quite helpful. Number 5, the application. To fill out the application really is an endurance test to your whole being. That's why I said all that stuff previously, just to ease you into it. Just to break your fall. This is not for newbies. If you're new to this, go hide under your duvet.
I want to do the real world.
So, what do you need for the application? Google. Budgets. You need basically budgets for everything. You need equipment, travel, staff, set, touring, food, theatre spaces. I'll need a bag of gold to sit on, so that'll be like 2 million. Yeah, because I want diamonds in it too. Loads of diamonds, big ones the size of my head. Budgets for everything. Google. You need to know your shit, have your shit together. Like the previous questions, who you are, what are you doing, where are you? But when you're filling out the application, you need to speak about yourself and your work like you have just found a dragon that can speak, that sings opera and plays Sudoku. And if they don't fund you, no one will get to experience this beautiful dragon. And they will take away this beautiful dragon from the world. How would they be so cruel? And her name's Phoebus because she's fiery and feisty, but likes to cuddle on the weekends. An important one is you'll read a question and realise, I just answered that like 5 questions ago. That's right, it's just worded differently. Grab a thesaurus and get licking those pages until all the words go into your brain. That's how that works. Make sure you're not going too far that you're writing visible shite. Read it over. Make that shit discreet. A really important one as well, read over what you've just written. That it's clear and concise. Could stick in a bribe. I'm joking. Number 6. Application done. Play some happy music. This may help you restore some meaning in your life again. Number 7, you'll feel like you're losing your mind. So go talk to someone who for future journals will tell you how amazing you are. If I read the words right in detail again, I'm gonna stab someone. Number 8, send in the application. Make sure you read over everything. Everything's correct. Spelling and grammar. Blow a kiss into it. It's all done online, so make sure it's in on time, on the right date, and away it goes. And another top tip, take a screenshot of each application page that you filled out just for your own records. If you don't get it that year, you have a record of how you filled it out the previous year, maybe how to make it better the next year. That's actually a really good tip. I really wish I could have told past tense Katie that. Do it! Number 9, play happy music. Number 10. Search for alternative forms of funding. Sounds odd. Don't leave yourself stuck that if you don't get Arts Council funding, if you don't follow their weird dance, you can go find funding somewhere else, hopefully. Just with the Arts Council, there's loads more funding bodies out there. There's something out there for everyone. It might be a bit smaller, but it'll set you on your way. It's brilliant. Some of these are a lot less soul destroying as well. And my biggest advice out of everything, don't give up. Don't give up! Always have to keep on believing in yourself. Application processes like this will literally question everything that you do, and sometimes when you don't get it, you feel like you failed. You have not failed. Where you feel like you failed, use it as a jumping post to strengthen yourself. Why? Because if you don't believe in you, I believe in you. There is a bajillion and one theatre makers in the exact same position as you. Don't worry, you're not alone. And don't let any dickhead get in your way, including you. Yeah, you. Don't get in the fucking way. You should be like, I'm out of the way, so I'm not a dickhead. And when in doubt, listen to some happy music. That always works. I'm happy again. Woo! Thanks for watching these images and sounds flicker past your screen. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.